Hello, and welcome to another round of Sarah Sabin's question time. And in today's video, the question is, Sarah, what do I do when this person just won't shut the F up in a meeting? So you've probably all encountered this before, or maybe even been this person before in a meeting. You've got one person that just talks and talks and talks and talks, doesn't read the room, doesn't read body language, somehow manages to completely derail the meeting, and everyone else switches off and disengages until inevitably someone perhaps gets annoyed and is like, right, can we just get back on topic here? So, the question is, how do you start to handle people like that? So, a few key pointers here that will help start to deal with this kind of scenario. Number one, you want to understand why this person is the way they are. So, what's driving the behavior that you're seeing? I find that most people in their frustration completely forget about step one, which is understandable because they're like, oh my God, I just wish this person would stop talking. So before you get annoyed, or maybe afterwards as a reflection point, ask, why is it that I think this person does this? Is it because, and it could be any of these reasons or a combination of these reasons, they're very insecure? Is it because they feel excluded or separate from the rest of the group in some way and it's coming out as a form of verbal diarrhea? Is it because they are trying to distract from the main issue in order to hide something or other? And this could go hand in hand with the insecurity. Let's say, for example, they are the head of sales or the head of commercial operations, and things haven't been going so well, let's say, in recent months with their function. So they haven't been generating the results perhaps that the team would hope for. Now, if you are a distractor by personality, which quite often people that talk a lot are, what your tendency might be is to distract as much as possible from the main issues by waffling, by going off tangent, anything to avoid actually answering the hard questions, anything to avoid actually sticking to the point of what they're there to do and say in the meeting. So obviously that links into a form of insecurity as well, because maybe they're not feeling so good about what's currently going on. So have a think about when you're presented with such a person, what might be driving their behavior. And use your intuition for this, use your knowledge of people and how you read people to come up with some ideas. Then the second step is to actually not wait to interrupt. So, in most circumstances, someone will interrupt eventually because everyone needs to get on with the meeting because you're there for a specific intention, which is going off track. But what a lot of people do is not want to be the first person to interrupt. So maybe you get distracted and you start checking your emails, you start going on your phone, you start doing work. If, for example, you're in a Teams call online, that's very easy to do. And if you're actually listening and you're getting more and more and more and more frustrated, let's say you've waited 10 minutes and then you come in and you're like, right, can we get back on track? Now, at that point, if you've waited 10 minutes, essentially what's making you interrupt is you're being emotionally triggered. So you're getting irritated, you're getting frustrated, you're getting angry, whatever it is that you're feeling. And that's when you choose to communicate. And that's what comes across when you are speaking to the other person. So if that person is insecure or feeling excluded or doesn't feel connected in any way, that's going to actually shut them down. And you'd think that might stop the behavior for the future, but actually it doesn't tend to because it tends to reinforce that sense of insecurity or whatever it is that is driving the underlying behavior. So, what do you do instead of waiting until you're emotionally triggered to interrupt? Well, you interrupt before you get emotionally triggered. So you've done your kind of analysis of what this person is like, and you know what to expect. And you know that if you wait too long, you're going to get triggered. So as soon as you notice them starting to get off track, that's when you leap in. And you're like, okay, I hear you, but this is what we're here to talk about. I'd really appreciate it if you could answer X question, whatever it is that you need that person to talk about in the meeting.